if I said the name Rachel Reeves to you, I'm guessing, I don't know, you'd probably be more peed off than a midget trying to reach a top shelf magazine. Especially, let's face it, with all the announcements she's been making recently, which kind of sent our economy down faster than whatever popularity the Labour Party had in the first place. But anyway, even though apparently Keir Starmer in his infinite wisdom has guaranteed, from what I heard, that Rachel Reeves will remain the Chancellor for the next 5 years, because I guess he probably doesn't like being in government, there have been, from what I'm aware, quite a lot of people who have disagreed with him, and one such person, Nigel Farage, thinks something else might happen, and I say that because, according to this article, it says that Rachel Reeves is on the brink. As Nigel Farage warns tired Chancellor, her days are numbered, and bloody good job. She has been one of the worst Chancellors we've had, in my opinion, because let's face it, she came in when the country was starting to recover, only to, send on a ski slope for going down further, eh? And Rachel Reeves will not last more than a few months in office, Reform UK leader Nigel Farage has said, claiming the tired-looking Chancellor is totally out of her depth. That's right. It seems, doesn't it, that Labour was so hell-bent on putting a female in the role of Chancellor that they chose someone who was about as competent as a hairbrush to do the job. In my opinion, that is, and the MP for Leeds, Western Pudsey, is under intense pressure after the UK government bonds, also known as gilts, saw 10-year yields rise to fresh highs not seen since 2008, which, if I remember rightly, wasn't exactly a good year for all the banks, was it, eh? Consequently, pushing up the cost of borrowing. And the pound, well, what happened to that? That, of course, fell to a fresh 14-year low on Monday at $1.21. But, don't worry, because apparently it has been announced that inflation has dropped to 2.5%. Well, I'm guessing that will only save her bacon for so long, eh? Until, of course, I don't know, her recent China jolly will send it right back up again. I mean, who knows, that could happen, couldn't it? She did, though, apparently mount a bullish defence of her economic policies in the face of fierce criticism, it says, in the House of Commons since returning from China. However, speaking on GB News, Clacton MP, Mr Nigel Farage was unconvinced, saying, now, to be fair, this was not a last-minute panic trip. It was booked some time ago. I have little doubt that she would have urged Chinese, please, please, please buy government bonds, because our 10 and 30-year yields, that mean interest rates have been going up and up over the course of the last few weeks. And assessing her performance at the dispatch box, Mr Farage continued, I have to say, I thought her speech today, frankly, was nothing less, and I personally agree with him. I mean, she or anyone in the Labour Party speaks and lies comes out of her mouth, in my opinion. But he's not finished, and he says, I believe she's completely and utterly out of her depth. And when she says that growth is the #1 priority or mission for this government, well, you know what? Increasing the size of the public sector whilst at the same time doing things to reduce the size of the private sector is not, in my opinion, a recipe for growth. And he added, but somehow, I get the feeling she won't last more than a few months. This would be interesting, wouldn't it, if Keir Starmer pledged, or said rather, that she'll be sticking on for the next 5 years, but then a few months down the road, boots her out faster than you can say, oh, bollocks. And surely that will just add to his bally dance and U-turn pile, and his popularity will sink faster than his wooden personality, eh? Well, in my opinion, anyway. But Nigel isn't the only one. Shadow Chancellor Mel Stride said, this whole sorry tale is nothing short of a Shakespearean tragedy playing out before our eyes. This is Hamlet of our time. They promised the electorate much while pouring poison into their ear. To go or not to go now, that's the question. The Prime Minister will be damned if he does, but he'll surely likely be damned if he does not. The British people deserve better, and I second that. I mean, let's face it, they shouldn't even been in government in the first place, in my opinion. But Kemi Badenoch, the Tory leader, she all added to that. She said, according to this article, that the talk of the city was that Miss Reeves could not meet her fiscal rules, and she suggested that the Labour MP for Leeds, Western and Pudsey was not qualified for the job that she had. So all eyes are on you, Keir. I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep her there at your word for 5 years? Or are you going to try to save yourself by, I don't know, throwing her under the bus and saying, oh, she was not qualified for the job, I'll put someone else in place. Diane Abbott. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, eh? Or maybe, who knows, Angela Rayner. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Russell H for clicking on that super thanks button down there. It really is greatly appreciated and helps keep the channel going, so thanks.